Hello everybody, this is Superior Wolf doing another FP VOD with commentary, and this is going to be a ZvZ Zerg on the map destination. Hope you guys are enjoying these commentaries. I really like doing these, and I have this is a friendly match. This is not a ranked game on iCup, and I would like to say first off that this game is not really the best game. You know, it's not a very extremely high quality game, but it's been so hard to get a Zerg versus Zerg recently because there's almost no Zergs on iCup. So I decided to upload this anyways just to show you a cool build that I've been using recently. And I actually copied this from watching some pro gamers. They have been doing this 9 Overgas build. And if you want to know the details of this build, it's going to be put inside my comments. So what you do is you get your overlord, and then you get your gas, and you get another drone. What this does is it gets you get a fairly decent economy, a fast second hatch, and you're able to make 5 to 6 mutas by the time your Spire pops. So you get a fast Spire and lots of mutas. So I really like this build. It does mean you have to play passive early game with zerglings though. So if you don't like doing that, this might not be the build for you. But if you're confident in your mutalisks micro and your scourge micro, you might want to think about doing this build. It's very, very fun to use, and it's very dominant in getting air superiority quickly while maintaining a very good economy. So you notice right now I put down my spawning pool after making a few more drones. At this point I'm sending my overlord up, and I want to send it to his natural, because that way I can see if zerglings are coming out, and I can also see if he's placing an expansion. If he's placing an expansion, I will be able to make a few more drones before making zerglings, and if I see zerglings coming out, then I'll be able to make as many zerglings as I need to defend. So that's why you want to send your overlord to the natural first, so you can see what is coming out of his base. So I see that no zerglings are coming out, and I see that an expansion is there. So instead of saving those larvae for zerglings, I actually make 2 drones instead. So this will help me get my economy very quickly. And now I'll make a zergling. So you see I have a really, really high saturation of drones so far. And I'm going to be able to defend from any type of zerglings that he pumps out. And this is going to be a pretty defensive game. You can see he has his expansion going up, so he's going to get a second gas faster than I can. But I'm going to be looking forward to getting to those earlier mutas in order to solidify my advantage. So now he's got 2 zerglings out. Both of us are just going to be pumping zerglings quite slowly, but now I'm getting my second hatch. My second hatch was a little bit slower than I should have gotten it, but it really doesn't affect you too much. And now I'm going to set up a little concave while continuing to pass lings, or continuing to produce lings, because I see that he's still making mass zerglings. So in this matchup, it's really crucial to see what's coming out of the eggs of the zerg player you're facing. This will tell you whether you need to make drones or whether you need to make zerglings. So a lot of times you'll see good players, they're actually not going to use their larva. They just leave their larva idle until they see what their opponent makes, and then that's when they decide to make whatever unit they want. So keeping an eye on his ling count, I see he has a pretty fast Spire, and his zergling count is slightly higher than mine. I'm going to get an overlord, and he's continuing to produce zerglings, so I am going to have to make I'm going to have to watch out for him to push out. If he pushes out, then I can either add a sunken or make another production round of zerglings. But now I see once again he's starting to produce drones, so I can also make some drones myself and also get another overlord. So now that his Spire is about halfway done, I'm going to begin moving my overlords outside of his base so they aren't picked off very easily. And at this point I'm saving money and larva for my mutalisks, which are about to come. So very effective build. This gets more mutalisks than your opponent does, and you get a good economy. You see I'm only able to make 4 mutalisks off the bat, but the 5th one's falling quite closely behind, so my build order was a little bit off. If you do it perfectly, you can actually get 6 mutas right away, or 5 or 6. And you can see it doesn't really matter anyways though. Still gonna get a very high mutalisks count, and my economy is just stunning, especially for a Zerg vs Zerg game. So I'm actually gonna be able to get my second expansion pretty soon. Got my mutalisks out, and right now I don't want to engage right now against him because I don't really know the composition of his army right now. So I am just gonna pick off a couple of overlords. So you stay passive and you don't risk anything. I see he has 1 less mutalisks than me, so I am gonna engage with him. And my scourge are coming out, which will help me to engage his army. I pick off the overlord. You want to see how I put up my overlords? I try and put them kind of in a circle around my base, so I know, so I'm aware of his mutalisks movements at all times. So you don't want to have all your overlords clumped in one little spot. It's okay to risk your overlords of getting shot, because you do really want to know where your opponent's mutalisks are at all times, so you can decide when's a good time to engage. So because I had those 2 scourge and I have a higher mutalisks count, I'm able to defeat his air force. And although he has a second gas, he does not have the mutas to be able to stop me. Notice how I back off as soon as I take out those drones, because I don't want to be caught inside his base as those scourge are morphing, and he's got more mutalisks morphing, because I know he's making mutalisks and scourge, and I don't want to be too greedy. So a big problem that people have is they're too greedy and they end up losing a lot of their army. Now just do some micro patrol to try and pick off those scourge. I've already got a much higher mutalisks count than him, so it's GG. Hope you enjoyed this build. Just a little short build that I like to do. Not a great game, but hope you like the build order. And use it if you have good mutalisks micro, and just try it out because it's a very fun build order to use.